Okay. Okay, I'm live. Hello. It says I'm live. 4 seconds in, that means I was doing all this stuff. Going live is like wading into cold water, and it takes a second, and you're already in the cold water. You realize, and you're freezing. And so here I am again. I don't know how my internet's going to be. I just saw it go down to 1 bar, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry if it's choppy. I'm here again because I know that everyone's still dealing with this. Uh, I don't even know if we can talk about what happened. Uh, I almost want to say erection, and that would be John's way of saying, Tuesday night, November 5th, all that stuff. I've already seen readers who have disclaimer, the government disclaimer on their channels, that Trump won, and he did. I mean, in the eyes of the world, he won. But hi, Amy. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, hello. Yeah, my internet's been horrible, but I'm here because I'm still hurting. I know everyone else is hurting, and we all need to be here for each other. And this is rough times for us light workers and empaths. So um, I just wanted to say that it hurts me when I see other readers sort of giving up and saying, "Well, I was wrong," and I feel like no, you weren't. You weren't wrong. Um, we got messed with. We got played. And I don't think we were wrong. And I think we should still trust our spirit team and our angels. Yeah, I think they're looking into it as well. I really do. Good, Amy. I'm so glad to see that. And that's what Sterling said. Now, Sterling hasn't come on. And I think you probably, the same as me and many of us, we watch Sterling on Sundays, right? And him and Linda, and he has his own video that he does. And at the end of the video, he says what's going to happen in the week. And sometimes he's right, sometimes he's, because you can't be always right. But he said that Harris would win. And he said, but it would be highly contested and it would take weeks. But he, like you, saw that she would be sworn in on January 20th. I feel that too. Um, but we're all rattled right now because of what happened, because we got the swindle. It was just, and I wrote in a community post on, and I kind of said this yesterday. On Saturday morning, I took my dog for a walk, and he got attacked by a dog, uh, just out of nowhere. The same place we walk every Saturday, and this dog attacked him. And I was like, oh my God, what is this energy? It really rattled me. And I thought, this is some bad energy. And then the next day at the park near our house, another dog out of nowhere comes, runs forward, and tries to attack him. And I thought, what is this? And I realize now that that was like Uten, like Melissa Free Range talked about this on her community page. Uten is really putting out the negative energy to take us, bring us down. Now, I feel like most of the time, these negative entities out there don't have this power, but they had it in that moment, in that time frame. And that's why all of us light workers, psychics, intuitives woke up on Wednesday morning after thing, the event at 4 a.m. Now, I always, like you probably do too, wake up at 3 a.m. every night. But we all woke up at 4 a.m. And I think I know why. And that's because that energy receded like a wave, like a tsunami. Their red tsunami receded. And now we're picking up pieces. And to me, the way that this was stolen was so obvious. And 45 left so many, and Elon left so many breadcrumbs that it's not even funny. And I feel like, as I remember, I told my son, Kamala is on the cusp of being Scorpio. Biden is Scorpio. Scorpios don't go yell, they get quiet. And I feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like they've got real quiet and they're playing possum. Because here's the thing, a guy that is a known felon, a convicted felon, stole documents, had planned the architect of January 6th for entertainment purposes only. You think that they don't know that he might steal this? You think that they don't know how he's done it? I think they know. I think they're looking into it. But it's still upsetting. because the future is still wonky right now. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes. It's just, but it's hard energy to wade through. Now, I read a story yesterday where a bus driver said that the kids on her bus were crying literally on Wednesday. That broke my heart. My heart was already broken, but that really, I mean, what the fact that we're all going through this pain. So no matter what happens in the future, we've already been served a dish full of pain, all of us, all as empaths. But now we pick up the pieces. I feel like here's the thing. I feel like we have the evidence. We have the evidence. It's really up to us. Do we want to wake up and fight, peacefully fight, or do we just accept and lay down and I mean, I'm not willing to lay down and just accept it. I'm not. I've done that in my life, and I'm not willing to do that this time. And I mean, not violence, not insurrections, none of that, but peacefully ask for our legal vote to be counted. Now, here's what I've done my investigation. You keep waking up feeling like everything's going to be okay. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. See, I think because I'm a worrywart, and you know, I probably overplay everything. So I'm so glad to hear that. And I think that's why Sterling hasn't come on and done a reading because I think that he said what he said. He said that this would be highly contested and it would go to the courts, but that event that in the end, Kamala would be inaugurated. And that's he doesn't need to come on and explain that. He said what he said. She did win. So here's what I'll go through the evidence of what Spirit has told me. Oh, my puppy dog. Here's what Spirit has told me happened. And they've given me pieces of through each day. So, yesterday they told me Elon used AI. And today they said what he did with the AI was he manipulated the tabulators, the algorithms. They set it so that Democratic votes, this is what they planned last time. This is what I saw them trying to do last time and they failed. Setting the tabulators on these machines to open and the Democrat votes for Harris purged out. So it wasn't about like last time they said, oh, the Democrats ballot stuffed. There was no ballot stuffing. What they did this time, they didn't ballot stuff. Ballot stuff, yeah, that sounds weird, but stuff the ballots. What they did was steal. And what they showed me last time in 2020 was that what they tried to do, the Trump and everyone, is to, like a jackpot, you pull the lever and all the coins fall out. That's what they planned to do with the votes for Biden. And Pelosi stopped them. This time it got through. It got through. And part of me wants to think that maybe they allowed it to happen on purpose as the final kick in the pants to 45 of, okay, you do this thing, you do this, and we're going to nab you. We're going to catch your ass. And it's going to be real obvious. And you're going to, like cops, when the criminals always get caught with such an obvious crime. I feel like this is just so obvious. It's all that's left is that we need to do something about it and get our votes counted. Now, I saw on TikTok today a girl went to check I didn't even know this was a thing. Check my neighbor's vote, which seems illegal, but it's a real thing out there. Now, I've been to check my vote. My vote has never counted. I voted 2 weeks ago. My daughter voted 2 weeks ago. Our votes have not been counted. And she went to check her name. All her friends that voted Democrat, their votes have not been counted. And people are saying, well, it just takes a while. Guess what? She went and checked her friend who's a Trump, a Republican voter. Theirs were counted. So Democrat votes not counted? Oh, it'll take a while. Republican Trump votes counted. You tell me. You tell me what happened here. All these states, pop, 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 red, 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 by 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Democrats, then we're still getting votes. I almost wish like there had been a law that said we're not going to make the final decision until Saturday, like last time, like 2020. Because I think if they had done that, they would see that Kamala won. 45 said that he was going to call this early, and he did. He's done exactly what he said he would do. So Elon used AI. He used his Starlink. He sent a whole batch of Starlink out last week. The AI comes down. It messes the open tabulators on the machines, purges out the votes for Kamala for entertainment purposes only. and the 45 one stay. So there wasn't an adding of votes. There was a deletion. There was a theft. This was like hacking someone's bank account, which we would all go to the cops and have prosecuted. I don't know why we're not prosecuting this. I don't know. So I was listening to a psychic today, and a psychic and I love I don't care. I know everybody's going through pain right now. Okay, I'm not blaming any psychic out there. I don't like the ones who liked that 45 one, obviously, because that's, there's something effed up about that. I'm not happy about people being in pain and children crying. But pretty much all psychics I follow are light workers, open-hearted, like you, Amy, and like Linda, Sterling, all Allie, Deanne. I could list a whole bunch. Beautiful people who have love, who work with love. And this one psychic said that, well, I guess I was wrong and my guide was wrong. No, you weren't wrong. Your guide wasn't wrong. We got played. And now we pick up the pieces and we move on and we fight this, peacefully fight this. I don't want to hear any psychic say, well, I was wrong. Because then it means that your guides and angels aren't going to give you your information anymore. We have to trust them. And here's the thing. So if a psychic says, well, I was wrong, and now here's what's going to happen, I don't care. If you tell me what's going to happen, I'm not going to trust you now, right? Just like I don't even trust my own self sometimes, because we're all in a place of question marks. If you say, well, we'll just have to deal with it, and this will happen, and Kamala, blah, 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 is not going to get in, why would I believe that? I wouldn't believe that. I believe what we all saw, that even astrologers saw, that Kamala won, and that this was stolen from the Democrat votes. Were literally, people show their votes said counted, and the day after the election it says retracted. There's something going on in Dodge City, and we need to figure out. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Hello. I'm here. It's a very gray, cloudy day, very November-ish. I got to go to work tonight, but I'm here now, and I want to give everyone information. And you guys tell me what you think. Like Amy's given some great information here, and help comfort each other in this time. I'm proud of myself. I haven't stress eaten yet, but I've had massive headaches from this because the stress of that, waking up with headaches. But I think it's so funny how all of us light workers woke up at 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And that tells me that the energy was retracted, and we all woke up and we knew. So do you still see Kamala's POTUS next year? Some scandal is going to happen to Oompa Loompa, right? But this time he won't get away with it. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say absolutes. I think we've all learned our lesson on that. But I will say at this point, I'll leave that there. At this point, I see. Yeah, I know. It's so hard. Like, especially after Halloween, there's all this Halloween candy around and like cookies and things like that. And here comes Christmas cookies and everything. But I did have a beer. I had a beer and that's all I can handle is one beer, and I woke up with a headache from that. So that's great. But, but Carl, I'm not going to make absolutes, but I'm going to say that if we can't redo a recount, which we should, because, okay, if we do a recount, I think they will see the Kamala won. Hands down, Kamala won. Let me tell you something. And that she will be inaugurated. She will be inaugurated. Her energy is too strong to not go. I agree. It's like I keep seeing now her face on a poster. And you know how sometimes in other countries where they have their leader that they, that they cling to for years and decades to get through fascism. She's like that person now to me that I'm going to focus on because she brought so much light. She showed us how it should be done and how we come together, how we love each other. She was so organized. And Tim Waltz, too. They're heroes. So no matter what, that doesn't change. That does not change. And I was thinking how close we were to paradise. And I was saying that sometimes humanity just can't handle it. The fear won. It wasn't that the hate won, the fear won. But I still feel like we can get through this and she's rightful. Um, and I have a story about that I'll tell you. A story that kind of relates to this. Okay, I'm beginning to wonder if I'm going to gain. Okay, and you said your energy's too strong. You were all right. I believe so. I think we were all right. I think Linda was right. Sterling was right. All the readers were right. Yes, sworn in as President Carl. Yes, she okay. Amy Warrior says I still see Kamala sworn in. And you know what? My son did. My son said that too, and he's a very intuitive Scorpio. He said that too. Yes, joy. They gave and showed joy. Yes, I totally agree with that. And nobody can take that away. You know, I said yesterday. I know they can be controversial. Some of the things I say, but maybe that's the Gemini in me. I don't know. But how? Let's say we go into this world of darkness where like 1984, and they even have thought police. Like I think Elon Musk would love to do a thought police type of thing. He probably already has that going on. But somebody could say, tell me that you like me, tell me that I'm right, tell me that," and you can say, "I like you, you're right," but in your head you're like, "Fuck you," because because you can't tell people inside their soul, inside their mind and their spirit what to think or how to feel. You can make someone say words. You can physically make someone move their head up and down, but you can't tell someone what their thoughts are and how to feel and how to think. And that's what where these dictators always lose. They always do them their own self in, but they fool themselves thinking that the world loves them. And right now 45 is in this world where he's like, "Oh, I got what I wanted. I cheated and I got my win and now everything's okay." But inside he's thinking, "I had to cheat to win." And he knows what her numbers were, that she really won, and that people don't like him. He knows that. And that's his own misery. That is his misery. Okay, like you see, she won the election. They cheated. I totally believe it. Listen, there's somebody said, "Where's your proof?" And I said, ballots in every voting location, paper ballots across America in every voting location is proof. And here's the thing, we have to recount those ballots because after January 20th, if 45 gets in, they're going to burn the evidence. So we have to get those ballots. We have to do a recount, even if it's for our own vanity. We have to do it because he's going to destroy the evidence. And the other thing is, all the Democrats are saying, "All these Democrats," why would all the Democrats win across every state, but Kamala didn't? So let me say this. I feel like there's a certain amount, that's a thing that 45 is doing to trick us. And as soon as he gets in office, if he was to get in office, he's going to yank those Democrats out because there's lawlessness coming. So it's all done to mess with us and keep us satisfied. We have to demand recounts. We have to. And those paper ballots are our proof. And there's every single vote is a paper ballot somewhere. Every single vote, unless they've been burned up, or people didn't get to vote. So, but we have to fight this. Peacefully fight. Peacefully fight. I used my makeshift pendulum and asked the internet, and I got a yes. Good. I've been doing the muscle test, and this is yes, and this is no. And I asked over and over again, is Kamala going to win? Yes. Is 45 going to win? And it was no. And then I asked again, did Kamala win? Yes. Did 45 win? No. And I pulled cards and I got to that Kamala won. But we have to be patient. We have to be patient. Okay, let me see. I'm glad you guys are here. I really am. Because we need to be here for each other. Somebody actually commented they voted for Harris, but they accepted that 45 won fair and square. That I feel like that's what they pacified us into saying last time when they all complained and they had their insurrection, which we don't want insurrections. We just want a recount. Let me say this. I've lost my train of thought for a second. But that they pacified us into thinking that it's bad to protest and it's bad to ask for a recount. It's not bad. And also, if they did it, we can do it too. We can do the same thing they did. They did it to us. We can do the same thing. No insurrection. We're not saying that, but a recounts and going to court. Must have been a Republican. Maybe that could be to pacify us. Yeah, to pacify us. I've gotten a lot of that. I've been blocking. I get all these MAGA people and I block, 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 block. So, oh, and that's the thing too. I saw Allie. Allie was very downhearted today, and she said she's lost a certain amount of followers. And I thought, yeah, I'm sure there's some. Like Linda has said the same thing. Um, I'm not convinced those are all followers. I think those are bots because these Russian bots think that their job is done now. So they just unfollowed all these readers they were watching because they were watching us. And they think they're done. So I wouldn't take it personally because if they were real followers, they weren't loyal, that's for sure. Because a loyal follower wouldn't just drop somebody, especially when we all got it. We all had the same thing. That's what Dems do. They just accept. I know. And yes, I said yesterday that the Republicans are laughing at us because we're just like, oh, like even with Midas Touch. Yeah, Linda G got back hers. Oh, she got her followers back. Okay, that's good. Um, I'm happy to hear that because we're going to need each other. We need to stick together. Um, but people like Midas Touch, see what they're doing now is they're saying, "Here's how we fight 45." Well, that's all fine and dandy, and we need that in one sense. We need that absolutely, but also I think they could talk about this cheating, and I mean. They've covered every trial he's had to go through because of his crimes. This is just part of his behavior of illegal activity. A guy who stole documents, a guy who is the architect of January 6th, which everything that's happened with this stolen election is just like January 6th. Delay voting, uh, they were going to drop the electors and replace them with false electors. That's the same thing they're doing with the votes. It's the same thing. He's doing the same thing. Jack Smith, his files from last time, it lays out everything that 45 tried to do to cheat last time and failed. It's a guideline for what he's did this time. So I don't know why we can't talk about the fact that he got away with it this time. He's a criminal. He's still on bond. He really shouldn't have been on the ballot. It's that's Merrick Garland's fault, absolutely. But yeah, this is a criminal. What do we expect? What did we expect? What did we expect? The day that Elon Musk jumped around on stage behind 45, I knew that the fix was in. I was like, oh, they got something planned. And my hope was that we had a backup to stop. But apparently, see, that's why I wonder if this was allowed as a setup. You know what I mean? Because it was just so easy. He was allowed to do this so easy. Jack Smith says he's slowing down. Yeah, I know. Smoke and mirrors, it could be. But you know what? Jack Smith did his job. And he was met with delay and blocks and Eileen Cannon. And he did his report. He put the evidence out there. What more could he do? If the courts aren't going to allow him and prosecute, he was met with every obstacle you can imagine, but he did his job. So if he steps down, which he probably will, he did his job. You can't force feed prosecution. He proved his case. It's just the people aren't listening and the courts aren't listening, but he's destined for greatness. Yeah. And I always saw that Jack Smith was maybe not a reincarnation of Abraham Lincoln, but kind of like a particle of Abraham. They look exactly alike. They have the same features and everything. So he's going to finish his job. But in a way, he did finish his job. And that's my point is Jack Smith finished his job. Merrick Garland did not finish his job, but Jack Smith finished his job. You know, he did his job. And yeah, you can't force people to prosecute or believe or take action. He does look like Abraham. Go look at their picture side to side. They even have like a mole here, and they've got the same mouth and the same like shape of the eyes and the nose. It's very identical. Yeah, Merrick Garland. I've said for over 2 years now. I said Merrick Garland. Not good, not good. And people are like, no, he's a good guy. And I'm like, I don't know. But again, you can't make people do and believe if they're not, you can only do so much. There are a lot of Democrats who are not happy with this and wanting to have a recount. Well, we should. I think we deserve to have a recount. If there are ballots that are literally saying revoked after they were accepted, if all the 20 million people in counting, all Democrats, but votes aren't being counted, there has to be a recount. There has to be. And I would say it has to be a hand recount. And I'll volunteer. I'll volunteer to go help with recounts. So yeah, lame. Yeah, Merrick Garland is a lame-o. He is. And yeah, I call him a rat. But if he came around and saved the day and helped us with this situation, I'll revoke everything I've said. But unfortunately, like Bill Barr, people after the election last time, people said I kept getting cards for Bill Barr, and I said, "Oh, he's still helping 45," and I said Bannon too, and I won't name readers, and again, whatever with readers, just a few of them, but they're like, "Oh." Bill Barr is a nice guy, and he's learned the truth now, and he's a good guy. And I was like, I don't know, I'm still getting. So after this election, Bill Barr came out and said that we should drop everything against 45 and not prosecute him. It's all about the Epstein stuff, y'all. It's all about Epstein. They're hiding so much. Yeah. Okay, your ballot was received. Good. I was told it would be counted. It wasn't. See, that's what I'm talking about. And I would say, well, maybe we have to wait. But people who voted for 45, their ballots were counted. That's why and they want us to sit back and wait till inauguration, or to wait till January 6th when the electors are certified. No, we need to have our recount now. Think about this. All the people, okay, all the networks, everyone I talked to in the last months, and especially the last couple of weeks, were all voting for Kamala. Everyone at work, people I would meet, people online, all voting for Kamala. One person said they were voting for 45. One. Her rallies. Whole bunch of people at her rallies, people all over being interviewed outside of voting stations. Who'd you vote for? Kamala. Who'd you vote for? Kamala. And then you see 45, his rally on the last day. Hardly anybody there. It doesn't add up. It is okay. Here's the other thing: voters from 2020 that were for Biden missing. You don't lose voters. You add. I don't think that he lost voters. He added. I don't think all those people went to 45. And here's the thing: if they went to, let's say, the Free Palestine people, they wouldn't vote for 45. They would vote for Jill Stein or RFK. Those students weren't. 45 wouldn't have those votes. Those weren't even voters in 2020. Those were college students. So that's not lost or those would be added. You see what I'm trying to say? The math isn't mathing. You live in Michigan. Okay. Yeah, I live in Kansas. Merrick Garland looks like Ratatouille. He does. He does. Bill Barr should be in prison. I agree. Well, it's not going to be easy. My son has been very distraught. Last night he came out of his room and he started crying, and he's not someone who walks around crying. And I just thought, you can only do so much to heal someone's pain. I can be here for him, but I'm not going to lie and say everything's going to be perfect and everything's good, because I don't know. But I know this: we have to fight this. We have to fight. If someone hacked your account and took your money, you wouldn't just sit back and let them do it. These votes are like money to me. This is our American right. People fought and died for these votes, so we have the right to vote. And our vote should be counted. You're distraught. Yeah, it's because it affects the world. Kamala, democracy affects the world. This is going to affect the world. And, I think that if we had a revote, there are people now who voted for 45 who would say, oh, maybe I won't do that now, because now they're all admitting about the Project 2025, and they're all going, oh God, what did we do? So I really think that I would love to have a revote. I absolutely would, because everything that happens in the U.S. affects the rest of the world. I agree. Amy, I think you're right. I really do. If you listen to Kamala's speech, her concession speech, which is not legally binding, she said a lot about that, like fighting and not giving up. And while she is sad and upset, I think she sent out a message to us to not give up. And she needs us. We need her, and she needs us, and President Biden too. You know, and here's the other thing: people saying, "Well, if maybe if Biden had stayed in, no, because they would have done this anyway. This was all, they were going to do this anyway. What we should have done was made sure Elon didn't have access to all, and we had years to stop Elon. And we just said, okay, you can put Starlink up there. You can control the internet. You can talk to Putin and the UA. You can do all this, and you can buy Twitter and the hostile takeover. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. Um, Shame on us, right? Shame on us. Elon should. And then we even had with his illegal lottery, that was a chance, and we ignored that too. So Kamala may not be aware, but Biden is doing something. Yeah. Remember, he is the intelligence president like no other. He values classified information. And they're not stupid. Kamala was a DA. She and Biden are, you're right, they're very smart. I did get they're playing possum, they're playing dead. So, I'll go back to what Amy said and Sterling said that it's not over. It's not over till inauguration day. I do think that we have to worry about the certification of ballots of electors. But and you see, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, and my eyes are tired. It is dark today, and I was gonna say that this weather reminds me of the first time I watched Stranger Things. And I don't know if you watched that show. It's one of my favorite shows. And this reminds me of Stranger Things because it is like this psychic takeover of a town. Let's say America's a town. They take Will, so that's like democracy, the innocent, that right, the innocent. They take the innocent, and then there's this dark takeover of the town, and then all the teenagers, the outsiders of the adult world, have to find out what's going on, and then Elle comes in or Lemon, and they come together and they figure things out. Yeah, I know. The problem with me is that I will take a nap once in a while, but I hate naps. But what I do is I grab coffee, and then that makes my stomach hurt. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, I got to go to work. In a way, work is good because it'll keep me busy. But yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. I think we're all tired. It's hard. These are hard. Worrying about my son, worrying about her future, thinking, well, I better get my passport. I've been so stupid to not do that. I haven't filled it out. I haven't, I need to send it in. I've had many chances to do my passport. And then I think, no, you're going to stay. You're going to fight. But I really do need to get my passport. Not because I don't want to be here to help. It's just that I wanted to go to England anyway and, you know, France. So, and my son said the septic guy from Ireland, he said that Ireland is literally offering to pay for people to go to Ireland. And I'm like, I may take them up on that. Hello, Ireland. I mean, my ancestry is Irish, so thank goodness I caught your live show. Yeah, thank you for being here. I know I'll say something like I'll be on later, and then I don't come on later because all this stuff happens with my internet or just life. Um, so I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I didn't let you guys down because I know it's been rough lately, and we will get through this. We will. And I'm grateful to my guides and angels for just giving me information. I was supercharged. I got up this morning. Maybe it's the coffee in the morning, but I was like, this. And yeah, so is mine, as well as Scotland, England. Yes. Going back to your past life origin name. Yeah. Yes, Scotland. Yes, we will. Well, you guys, we'll be all right. We're going to get through this. We are all together. Light always wins. Love always wins. Spirit is always with us. We're together. And these are dark times. I would say there's probably been worse on this earth, but it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. I think the worst part of it of all is that you can, when you know, when you have positive movement forward. Okay, let's say you see an old picture, like I saw a picture of the early 1800s. Oh, me too. England 1800s, interesting. But let's say you see a picture like Victorian era. You're like, well, that's a beautiful time, but no antibiotics. Women didn't really have rights. There's still racism and separation of ethnicities and all these things, and there's war and everything. Uh, and the thing about evolution is it's always moving forward, and that's why we could look back at something and see the beauty of certain moments of it, but we don't want to go back. Going back is literally a bastardization of your own mind, your evolution of hope, of hope. Hope is forward movement. And so, like what 45 is saying, and as people are saying, let's go back to the dark ages when blah, 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 blah. You can't, I mean, you can force people into darkness, but that's not what life is. And you destroy life, you destroy the very meaning of life and free will. So, yeah, I'll shut up. Oh, it's crazy. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful night. I probably won't be on tomorrow, but you never know. But what I will do is I'll write things on my community page and, you know. So take care. I love you and be strong. We'll get through this. And I love look at what Amy said earlier. It's going to be okay. Kamala's going to be signed in. I really believe that, or sworn in. I really believe that. And let's wait for Sterling, his message on Sunday, because he wasn't wrong. He go listen to Sterling's Sunday show and listen to the last 5 minutes. Sterling Psychic, right? Sterling Psychic. His last 5 minutes, he talks about the election and what's going to happen, and he was right. It's all pretty much spot on. So love you guys. Love you, Carl, Amy, and everyone. Love you. Take care. Bye. Happy Friday. Bye.